Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. If you are catching the replay, please do hashtag replay and say hello. Here we are in the Parenting for the Next Generation Facebook group with this special guest interview on kids and culture with founder Jania Otey. Jania, thank you so much for being here today. And I'm just going to make sure that we are indeed live in the Facebook group. How are you doing today? Oh, we are live. Great. How are you today?
I am doing fantastic, Megan, and I am so excited to be here. Thank you.
It's so wonderful to have you here. And I was commenting, Janae's colors match the kids and culture colors as well. So I'm going to go ahead and formally introduce Janaea and kids and culture. If you are joining us live, make sure that you say hello. So kids and culture inspires kids to love learning, embrace culture, and live mindfully. Since 2010, Kids and Culture has fostered in children an excitement and appreciation for learning about cultures from around the globe, offering diverse educational experiences, which until pre-COVID were all in person, for children and parents. Founder Jania Otey, who is with us today as our special guest, is a homeschooling mom, meticulous master of cultural programming, vegan foodie, a lawyer, and a current grad student. Janaea, with everything that you have going on currently in your life, thank you so much for taking time out to be here with us today.
Well, thank you, Megan. It's certainly my pleasure to be here and to talk with your audience and to just share a little bit about kids and culture and why it's so special.
Yay, we're so excited for that. You got a comment on your earrings already. So what is the story? I love to hear, especially for other moms in business, like your company's story and the birth of Kids and Culture Camp. Would you be up for sharing a little bit about that?
Absolutely. Kids and Culture Camp, as you just read just a minute ago, was started in 2010. But the backstory is I have two boys. I have a 12-year-old and a 15-year-old. Well, when my 15-year-old was about 2 years old, I started researching camps and programs in our area. And at the same time, we were trying to figure out whether we would homeschool or not. So I decided I wasn't really happy with some of the things I was seeing in the schools and that we were probably going to make a shift to homeschooling. And at the same time, I was researching camps and educational programs in my area. And I was somewhat disappointed with what I saw. We lived in Washington, D.C. There were a lot of offerings, but there weren't a lot of offerings that were diverse in terms of the cultural aspect, in terms of affordability, even for parents. And I really wanted to make sure that my children gained an appreciation for people that looked like them and people who didn't look like them. And most of the camps I saw were singular and focused, like a science camp, or a sports camp. But I really wanted something that would just instill a love for learning about cultures and then incorporate all the fun stuff like chess and yoga and African drumming. So I was actually working at the time, at a large law firm. I left that law firm after working there for about 2 years and in preparation to stay home and start our family. So I started my own practice from home at that point, and we had our first child. So I did all this research, and I went into private practice. So after I left the firm, I started my own practice from home, and I took a check from a $750 legal job and started Kids and Culture. I sent out an email to moms on a homeschool listserv, and I said, you know what? I've done the research. Who wants to start our own camp? We can absolutely do this. And about 8 to 10 moms answered that call, and we actually started meeting in my basement. We had little babies. We had babies and, real little ones. So we had the teenagers upstairs that were watching the children for us while we met in the basement. And we met for about 6 to 8 months just planning, took that $750 check and formed a limited liability company. I'd done all the research and knew exactly what we needed to do. And that summer, Kids and Culture Camp was born on the campus of Howard University, my alma mater. So that's how we got started. And we started with just 75 campers for our first year, and it was truly a cooperative effort. So the moms who joined in, most of them home educated their children, but they all had a special talent or skill. So one mom, spoke two or three different languages. Another mother had a passion for science. And so they brought all that together, and we focused on a different country each week. And we incorporated the African drumming, the yoga, chess instruction, 3-year-olds learning how to play chess. And one of our success stories, I believe, is Zahir Muhammad, who is actually in his first year of college now, but he's a nationally ranked chess champion. And he started at Kids and Culture when he was little. I mean, very, very little. And his mom is one of our founders. So it's truly it's been a labor of love, but it's been a wonderful labor of love. And I would say that Kids and Culture is definitely a family environment. People come back every year after year for our in-person programming because it's run by moms. And we provide that same nurture that you want. I provide the nurture to another person's child that I would give my own child. And that is just the culture, of Kids and Culture Camp.
Oh my gosh, that is such a beautiful story that I hadn't directly heard from you before. And I love that you're taking what you want for your own kids and then creating this vision that you're able to offer and expand to other people's children, and also how mom run Kids and Culture Camp is. So, I look forward to diving in, and Janae is actually going to provide really some, I would say, more programming information. Before we do that, I do want to announce that we are going to be doing a giveaway. And so you will have, this is if you're live, interact with today or interact with the replay within 24 hours. And Janae has this beautiful cookbook here. Kids and Culture Camp cookbook with vegan cuisines from around the world. Maybe, or should we just leave the?
Well, what I would like to do is just,
okay.
Can I tell the backstory behind it?
Please.
Well, the backstory behind the cookbook is part of our programming for our in-person and also our online programming, which I'll talk about in just a minute, is the children actually learn how to make traditional dishes. So whatever country we're studying, they'll learn how to make a traditional Ghanaian dish, or a dish from whatever country is the focus for that week. And over the years, parents would say, "Oh, you need to come out with your own cookbook." And we thought about it, but we're so busy, organizing the camp. But finally, we got it together and we published our first cookbook. And so the recipes in here, the children have loved. Like we tested them on the children. Obviously some children aren't going to like certain things, but they're all vegan, plant-based recipes. We don't allow any meat or nuts in the foods that we provide for the children. Of course, if someone eats meat and they bring their lunch or whatever, that's fine. So we will be doing a giveaway for the cookbook. And Megan, we will go ahead and give away a camp session.
Oh, wow. That is amazing. And I'm so excited. So thank you so much for that. So to be entered in, comment on today's guest interview or catch the replay and comment within 24 hours, and we'll pick the winner tomorrow. Thank you so much, Jania. That's amazing. So how have you, with your heart in in-person programming and camps, how have you made the transition to the virtual space, and what are you offering for families right now?
Sure. The transition for virtual programming was not very difficult for us because with Kids and Culture, we write all of our own lesson plans, all of our own curricula anyway. And so when the pandemic hit, actually wasn't a thought of mine, but parents started asking, will you provide, programming online? And so I thought about it and I said, sure, we can definitely do this. And so last March, we started our programming online. We had a spring camp. We had a summer camp online. As a mom and as a parent, I'm very cautious about how much time our children actually spend on electronics and in front of the computer. And as a person who's recently enrolled in grad school and has had 3-hour classes straight, I feel the pain of our children sitting in front of the computer. So we do limit it. Our online programming for the summer is from 9 to 12. There are 2 15-minute breaks. So for instance, the students will have a cultural lesson, and then they will have a 15-minute break followed by a special. And what we call a special is one of the chess instructors, yoga. We have an African storyteller that comes in. So, and then we also provide cooking classes even for our online component. So for the spring programming, that starts April 12th. The camp is April 12th through the 16th, and the campers are going to study Papua New Guinea. That's the country of focus. And then for the summer, we have 4 weeks, 9 to 12, Monday through Friday, and all the information's on our website. But again, it's the same format. They will have a cultural lesson, they'll have a snack, they'll have a specialty instructor, and then another cultural lesson. And then on that Thursday, we bring all the age groups together. Kids and Culture is for children ages 3 to 12. So we bring all the age groups together into one virtual room, and we have a phenomenal cooking instructor, Letitia Williams, and she does such a wonderful job. What warms my heart the most, and what warmed my heart last summer, is to watch the parents cook alongside their children. So if you're able to, we send out the recipes ahead of time. The parents can buy the ingredients and they can cook alongside their children. But if there's a child whose parent isn't available to do that, that's fine, because the way she teaches the class is very interactive. So they're going to learn about the fruits and the vegetables from those particular countries, and she walks them through, each step. So it's really, really fun. So we have the online summer camp, we have the online spring camp coming up in April, and currently we actually have homeschool classes going on. Now, whether you're formally homeschooling or, with the pandemic, your child is at home, and if you need an hour where you can kind of just be unplugged and your child's plugged in, our teachers are phenomenal. They keep the children engaged, they keep them happy, and they're learning at the same time. So we have 2 classes going on, one on Botswana, and then another class going on where the children are learning about culture infused within the United States. So, for instance, they will learn about the Gullah culture. And so, in South Carolina and North Carolina, but they're learning about Louisiana and how the Gullah culture is influenced there. So they're, still learning about the United States, but how even in the United States, we have all these rich cultures. And so that's another aspect that we've added. And actually today, we started a writing class. It's Writing Through Culture, and it's for grades 6 through 8th. And my son, my 12-year-old, is in that Writing Through Culture class. And today was the first class. It's not too late to join that. Again, all the information is on our website at kidsandculture.com.
Great. Thank you so much. So spring break camps, writing class for the older kids, summer camps, and homeschooling classes. Yes. And we'll be sharing the links again where parents can learn more and register. I love everything that you infuse and really all the heart that goes into kids and culture. So we were going to talk a little bit just about what exactly is culture and why is it important to teach our children about culture?
Sure. I think one of the easiest definitions that we use is just to start with what we teach our children. So culture is a way of life. It includes traditions, customs, the dress of people, the food that they eat, just the way that people live in general in a particular area or region. Now, this is what we teach even our 3 to 5-year-olds, and they get it, they understand it. And so that's what culture is in the basic form. We don't dive into sensitive areas regarding really race relations even, or politics, or even religion. Like our older children may learn that a particular country is 80% Christian or Muslim, but we don't dive into that because there are some things that we reserve for parents to have those conversations with their children. And our children are young, and we want to focus on, the celebration of the cultures and not necessarily the oppression that has happened during colonization. So we really focus on the celebration of each culture. I did forget to mention, for those who are not able to, for time reasons, perhaps the timing of our camps, they're based on East Coast time. And so if you're in California, it might be a little early for you to get up at 6 a.m. for camp. We actually have a self-paced option as well. And it's a brand new program. It's called Culture Quest. And I am so excited about Culture Quest. So wherever you are in the world, whatever time, you can access Culture Quest, and we have lessons that are pre-recorded. Again, still focusing on the different countries and cultures. We have built-in assessments that are interactive. We have what we call a global activities guide, and so there are activities for the children to do after they have finished their pre-recorded lessons, and extension activities for families as well. And that's just a wonderful, it's a brand new program that we've started, and we're still in the creation phase. We're on country 3. We have Uganda completed, we have Brazil completed, and the teachers are deep in the creation phase with Ghana right now. So we're very, very excited about that.
That is so exciting. And is that the program that's the Lifetime Access program?
Yes. So for our current KCC families, they actually have lifetime access to Culture Quest. For new families, it's a 2-year access for Culture Quest. And then after the 2 years, if you want to continue to have access, it's $99 a year. And I'm not sure how long that offer is going to be up, because, again, we're going to keep adding different countries and cultures to the portal every 2 months. And so you have a plethora of portals, countries to choose from. And again, it's for children ages 3 to 12. So it's a real steal. I mean, it's great. It's a great deal.
And I know for a lot of people, sometimes it's hard to coordinate the schedule. So this is an excellent option, either for homeschoolers or just adding cultural programming into, most of us, we're in Oregon, so we're all doing virtual schooling. So yeah, you offer so many options. I feel like that's a great fit for everyone. So thank you.
You're welcome. And I just want to say, I absolutely miss the in-person programming. And we do hope, when things slow down with COVID, that we'll be able to get back to that. But I did make the decision early on that for 2021, all of our programs would be online. And we will continue the online component when we're able to get back to the in-person. And I wanted to just, if you don't mind, Megan, I wanted to give a bit of advice to families as they consider summer camps and programs for their children. As an attorney by training, risk management is just extremely important, and the safety of our children for Kids in Culture Camp and for myself has always been my number one concern. So I just caution parents, be careful if you are considering, enrolling your children in in-person programs, because I'm seeing a lot of new camps pop up, and you need to make sure that those camps are licensed. You need to make sure that the caregivers, they are CPR and first aid certified. And you need to be sure that you understand whatever their COVID protocols are, because the camps that I'm seeing online at this time, they're very loose because they don't know what to expect, which is understandable. But just be careful, just as a word of caution, be careful in your research this summer in the programs that you allow your children to participate in.
Thank you so much. And, some of our families might be in the DC area and may be able to join an in-person program at some point. For the rest of us looking at the virtual programming, I just want to share again, if people came on late and missed the introduction, you're really getting like in Kids and Culture programming. You're getting a homeschooling mom, a vegan foodie, a grad student, lawyers. Like, your heart is really in this program in all those different ways. So yeah, thank you for what you do.
Oh, you're welcome. And I Kids and Culture is very, very special. And I wanted to just kind of give a little bit of more information so parents know exactly what their children would be learning, either online or in person. So the children learn about the art, history, geography, notable landmarks, notable people, the food, traditional dress. They learn about all of that during the in-person camps and the online camps. And we encourage parents to take it a step further. So after your children have learned about these things, try a restaurant, go to an Ethiopian restaurant, seek out people in your neighborhood who are from, a different area, and talk with them about where they were raised. And they may have been born and raised right here in the United States, but they may have history, elsewhere that they can share with you. So those are just, some of the aspects of our programming. And then with our self-paced course, another thing I'm really excited about is we started a Culture Quest Kids Club. So wherever your child is, if they're enrolled in Culture Quest, we jump on Zoom every other month so the children can share what they've learned in the self-paced course with myself. And then our teachers pop in so they can actually meet the teacher. So they're not just seeing someone on a video. It's not just a recording. And
Wow.
last Saturday, we had our first one, and we had the sweetest little camper share with us what she learned and what she enjoyed most about Uganda. And she enjoyed learning most about the clothing, the traditional dress that the women and the men wear. And she was able to just spew out those facts, about Ugandan culture. And that's wonderful. But we want to take it a step further so the kids are learning the facts and making the connections. So when they interact with someone from that culture or from that country, they won't be uncomfortable. That they'll feel comfortable. They probably can even carry on a conversation with them. And another amazing aspect of Kids and Culture for our in-person programming, and we've modified it for our online programming, every Friday, we would showcase what the children have learned. And so the parents would come together. They're invited to the showcase. Every single class would make a presentation on an aspect of the culture that they learned about. So not only do we get to see what all these classes have learned about, but we see all the parents come together and they're excited and they're talking, and they're parents from different backgrounds, diversity, different ethnic groups. And I just love that because we're celebrating the culture of these countries that the children probably wouldn't have learned about before. The parents are excited, they're chatting in the hallway, and you feel the energy and the buzz. And so for the online portion, we also do something similar. It's just modified a little bit.
Okay. Oh my goodness. So really with kids, I mean, it's about a community of learners. And when parents join, they're joining your community. Oh my
Absolutely.
goodness. Yes.
Yeah. And
Oh,
actually, we have one teacher, just to give you the sense of community for Kids and Culture. One of our teachers she lived in the Maryland area. She moved to Kenya, and she's one of our founders too. She moved to Kenya, Africa. She comes back to the Washington, D.C. area every year for our in-person programming just so she can teach at Kids and Culture because it's a family. She looks forward to it. We have teachers that have come from Barbados. We have parents that have enrolled their children in our program from North Carolina, from California. So people make Kids and Culture a priority on their calendars for the summer. And we are just so thankful for that. And it's because of that community. It's because of the phenomenal, fabulous, caring, loving teachers that we have that keep parents coming back and the children just excited. The bonds that my children have made through Kids and Culture are still going now. And I know that they're going to continue. They don't even see the kids. We live in a different state now. I do not live in Washington, D.C. I moved in 2014 to a different state, but my kids and we would fly back to D.C. to run the in-person programming. But they're online, they chat with their friends that they made, 10 years ago. And the moms continue to bond, and we talk and exchange homeschool information, exchange recipes, whatever it may be. And even the parents reach out to me all the time if they have questions about homeschooling or any type of educational thing or cultural question. And I appreciate it because we're trusted. And I am so thankful that parents have entrusted their children with us for so many years. And I pray that they will, continue to do that.
yes. And that you get to reach more families with this opportunity that we're all in. And especially celebrating and embracing diversity and culture has always been so important. And this year, more and more families are really prioritizing that. So that's why it's so great to have you here today. Is there anything else that's coming to mind that you would like to share?
Well, I guess primarily I just really want parents to know and understand that it is important to make those cultural connections now. When you think about cultural education, when you think about a 3-year-old, someone may say, "Oh, I don't need to incorporate, cultural education or ethnic studies in my 3-year-old's curriculum." But you know what? You really do because they absorb it and they will enjoy it. And when you start at a young age, I believe that helps alleviate prejudices. It helps break down barriers and stereotypes. And I've shared this before, but I remember sitting in, I don't know, we might have been at Chipotle or somewhere, sitting at a restaurant somewhere. And I heard a mom, and I know that she was probably well intentioned, but she told her, looked like maybe a 6-year-old, don't be an Indian giver. Because her 6-year-old had taken, like, I don't know, a French fry or something, whatever it was, from her child. And I just thought she just doesn't know what she just said to her child, because there's a whole history behind that term. It's a derogatory term, Indian giver. But if we teach our children at an early age about cultures and countries from around the world, we won't make those mistakes with our children, and they won't grow up, perpetuating or using those terms. So I want to make sure, parents, that you know how to contact me. Is that okay, Megan?
Yes, please. And people are asking for it. There's just a lot of great feedback. You'll see the posts in the group. People are asking for the links and so excited about it. And yes to everything you're saying. So yeah, definitely.
So our website, and I think we can drop the links in after. Okay. Our website is kids, KIDS, the word and culture.com. So kidsandculture.com. We're definitely on Facebook at Kids and Culture Camp. And you can also follow us on Instagram at Kids and Culture Camp. Very simple. Everything is, pretty much the same. So we have a Facebook page. We have an IG page, and all of our offerings are laid out on our website. So you can navigate that easily. And if you have a question, just send us an email. Send me an email to info@kidsandculture.com. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have regarding cultural education or even homeschooling. I talk to homeschool parents or parents that are considering or just need some help during the pandemic. I talk to parents regularly. I'd be happy to help with that.
Oh, that's really generous, given given that you have so much going on right now. So thank you for that. I'm posting it. Actually, what came up is kidsandculture.com/program. So that'll take you right to the program page. We'll pop the information so you can email Jania if you have any questions. And also because all of us, well, most of us, I would say, are doing some modified virtual or homeschooling. I would also say if you're part of homeschooling groups or other groups that would benefit from knowing about kids and culture, to reach out to Jania as well. Yeah.
And also parents, if you want to get a preview or a sneak preview as to what our camp programs actually look like, we have videos on our website for the in-person programs, and then we have some pictures from the online programming also, and we have a YouTube channel too, a Kids and Culture Camp YouTube channel. So we have lots of videos on there, so you can see it, live and in person. Well, it was recorded, but you can see exactly how the camps run and just the get a better feel of Kids and Culture Camp in general. So I'm excited. I'm so thankful for our staff, because although I am the founder and executive director, it takes a team, and our team is just phenomenal. And I wouldn't be able to do what I do without the team of teachers that we have, and of course without the support of my husband, who's just been great and fantastic and just allowed me to do what I do. I love organizing, and I love learning about cultural education, and I love seeing our children learn. I mean, our 3 pillars: inspiring children to love learning, embrace culture, and to live mindfully. And we encompass all of that within Kids and Culture, with the food, the cooking, the yoga, the cultural lessons, all of that. So your children are in for a treat, and I just encourage you, give us a try. I don't think you'll be disappointed at all.
Oh, thank you so much, Janae, and I would totally agree. Thank you so much for being our guest today. We will go ahead and share all the information. And just thanks for what you and your team do to really uplift and inspire children through your programming. It's such a gift, and I am excited that more families, as much as I'm sure you're excited to get back to the in-person programming, but that more families can experience kids and culture, and that programming starts at ages 3 and up. So, thank you so much. Oh, and Janae, would you mind if people joined us late? We are doing a giveaway. So it's the digital cookbook that Jania wrote, Kids and Culture Camp Cookbook, Vegan Cuisines from Around the World, and also 1 week of camp to try out.
A week of camp or any of the current sessions that we have going on. If you have a need right now, you can jump into one of our sessions now. So just...
That's amazing. So to be entered into that, just interact with this live, and we will choose our winner 24 hours from now. Jania, it was so great. Thank you again for taking time out of your busy schedule to share kids and culture with us.
Thank you, Megan. I appreciate the opportunity, and thank you to all of the parents that are watching. You do a wonderful job, Megan, so thank you very much, and hope to see everybody in Kids and Culture camps.
Yes, yes, I hope so too. Give it a try for your kids. All right, Jania, have a great day. All the best to you, and thank you so much again for sharing Kids and Culture Camp with us.
Megan.
Okay, sounds good.